Coming up on OU Nightly, we're tracking rain chances this week. I'll let you know when to expect them and the timing as well.
Plus, the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority increases their access plan by $3 billion. What this means for Norman residents. And, ahead of the holidays, what your grocery bill could look like this Thanksgiving. This is OU Nightly. Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Sophia Cabrera.
And I'm Chewy Dominguez. Tonight we begin with a chance for more record-breaking rain this month.
That's right. The month of November has seen several floods across the state. OU Nightly meteorologist Aiden Bruns is following our next storm system. Aiden, what can we expect?
Yeah, guys, we're looking at rain starting tonight, but we're also looking at some next week as well. But starting with the current wind gusts, I want to show you these right now. It's been a bit breezy if you've noticed your hair blowing around all about today. Not too super crazy, 15 miles per hour right now in Norman, but notice that they're out of the southeast. So bringing in some moisture that we could see help with those thunderstorms possible. But current temperatures right now sitting pretty warm. So we've got some warmth, we've got some moisture coming in to build maybe a chance for some showers, but 69 right now in Norman. The rest of the state sitting in some upper 60s and 70s, so we're warm. And here's the outlook for the precip, above average for the next 6 to 10 days coming into this week. So we'll go over the timing, the details of when we could see rain this coming week, the mild temperatures, and a glimpse at your weekend forecast.
Thanks, Aiden. A person is in the hospital after Norman police say they tried to beat the train. OU Nightly's Abigail Franklin joins us live in the newsroom after multiple residents say they heard the person screaming for help. Abigail?
Chewy, less than a mile from campus, a man was hit by a train around 2 this morning at Lindsay in Classen Crossing. But Norman police found the man nearly half a mile north from the initial incident, close to Brook Street. He was conscious and told police that he had attempted to beat the train. The man was taken to the hospital, and at this time, his injuries are non-life-threatening. Norman police did tell us that they have completed their investigation, and any further investigation would be completed by BNSF Police Department. Live in the newsroom, Abigail Franklin, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Abigail. The Oklahoma Turnpike Authority announces a $3 billion increase to their Access Oklahoma plan. The project that would run through East Norman will now cost a projected $8.2 billion. OTA confirms a toll increase will be a part of the long-term plan. The OTA is planning on opening the first part of the turnpike in 2027.
And now, with the presidential election in the rear view, President-elect Donald Trump is working quickly to fill key White House positions. OU Nightly Oliver Schaefer has that in the rest of today's national and international headlines from the News Center.
President-elect Donald Trump continues to lay out his White House plan. Sources tell CNN the president-elect is likely to pick Florida Senator Marco Rubio as his Secretary of State. Rubio is known for having a wealth of foreign policy experience. Right now, the senator is a member of both the Senate Intelligence and Foreign Relations Committees. It is not clear as of now if Trump has formally offered the job to Rubio. In Georgia, an undocumented migrant from Venezuela accused of killing a college student waives his rights to a jury trial. Jury selection was set to begin tomorrow, but Jose Ibarra's attorneys opt for a bench trial. Now the judge will decide Ibarra's guilt or innocence. He's accused of killing Georgia nursing student Laken Riley. He faces 10 counts, including murder and aggravated assault with intent to rape. Here in the U.S., all flights to Haiti are grounded for the next month. This comes after 2 airplanes were hit by bullets while flying over the country. A Spirit Airlines crew member has minor injuries, and the airplane was found with a bullet hole through one of its planes. And take a look at this. A book originally checked out in 1973 has found its way home. A Boston resident who found the book, the early work of Aubrey Beardsley, returned it to Cambridge Library 51 years later. Sophia, Chewy?
Thanks, Oliver. Thanksgiving shoppers are finally getting relief this holiday season with inflation rates declining. CNN reporter Karen Katha has the story.
Thanksgiving shoppers will face ups and downs in prices this year, starting with the meal's centerpiece, the turkey. After a few years of price fluctuations, Wells Fargo says fresh turkey prices are largely unchanged this year compared to last, with name brand turkey seeing a 2% decline in price from 2023. Michael Swanson, chief agricultural economist for Wells Fargo, says conditions have improved for turkey farmers as the impact of avian flu has eased.
They got through it mostly, but the good news is feed prices are way down. We've had a couple of really good harvests on corn and soybean meal in this country, so they can actually feed the birds for less.
Stuffing, however, may be a more expensive sell, with name brands up 9% and store brands up 3%, with Wells Fargo citing trailing labor and transportation costs.
It's one of those things where we're still seeing a little bit of inflation mixed in there.
And cranberries saw a bigger crop this year, pushing supply up and name brand prices down.
We see about 2% more cranberries produced this year in the United States, according to the USDA. That always helps. So we're seeing brand prices down 3%.
Acknowledging consumers' post-pandemic inflation fatigue, major retailers like Aldi, Sam's Club, and Target are all offering meal deals for gatherings of 4 to 10 people. A survey from Butterball found that 98% of consumers expect inflation to impact their holiday plans, up from 79% in 2023. Still, more than half of those surveyed didn't plan to make changes to save money. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
And if your family prefers pecan pie to pumpkin, that will likely be pricier this year because of Hurricane Helene. Hurricane Helene affected at least 48,000 acres of pecan trees, according to the University of Georgia.
Friends and family of Katie Coons gathered to remember her life today. Katie passed away unexpectedly from a stroke at the age of 38. She was a 2008 graduate of Gaylord College, which houses our newscast, with a major in public relations. Katie worked at OU for many years, helping teams all across the college developing more than 500 websites. This past summer, she helped some of our students and our advisors redevelop one of our own. Our thoughts and prayers go out to her close friends and family and everyone else impacted by her kindness. Donations in her memory can be made to the OU Foundation. From everyone here at OU Nightly, happy 39th birthday, Katie, the day her family chose to remember her life.
And coming up, a car brand is facing serious manufacturing errors affecting millions.
Find out which car manufacturer has a recall and what to look out for next.
And coming up on our Pet of the Week.
Named after a Louisiana city, this pet is full of energy. Find out next. Norman has many animals looking for homes, and yours might be the perfect fit for this four-legged friend. OU Nightly Savannah Simmons introduces us to Lafayette in this week's Pet of the Week.
Yeah, Chewy Sophia, Lafayette is a 4-year-old heeler mix and has been at the shelter for way too long. He currently lives at Norman Animal Welfare. He is full of energy and would be a great fit for any kind of active family. From playing fetch to going on hikes, Lafayette would love to join you on any kind of adventure. You may not want to race him because he will for sure win. The adoption coordinator, Stephanie Adams Hawkins, says this may be the perfect time of year to take home a new family member.
We have a lot of great dogs who are ready to be in homes for the holidays. It's very important, I think, a great time for dogs to get into homes and really become part of the family.
If you or someone you know is interested in Lafayette or any of the other pets from Norman Animal Welfare, you can find their website on normanok.gov under the Resident and Visitor tab. You can also call the center at the number on your screen. It's never too late to help a pet in need.
Thanks, Savannah. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is hoping to get under the hoods of more than 1 million Hondas and Acuras. Officials there say these vehicles could have a failure of connecting rod bearings, which may potentially lead to engine failure. This announcement comes after NHTSA received nearly 200 complaints, with at least one report of a related crash. Honda officials say they will cooperate into the investigation. The recall includes the Acura MDX from 2016 through 2020 and Honda Pilots from 2016 through 2020. And Oklahoma's very own OKC Thunder is getting a new splash of colors.
That's right. We'll take a look at their new jerseys and when they'll be debuted after the break.
I'll also be letting you know when our next chance of rain is. You're going to want to stick around after the break. Well, welcome back to OU Nightly, and thanks for joining us on this Tuesday. It's been a pretty nice one. Looking right now on South Campus, our Weather Center camera, the sun is already starting to get pretty low in the sky with these earlier nights, I should say, the sun going down pretty earlier. But temperatures are still sitting pretty warm. We're at 70 degrees right now in Norman. Our dew point is pretty low. We're at 48 degrees, but it still feels quite warm with that sunshine we've had today. Winds gusting about 20 miles per hour throughout the day. But overnight tonight, we're going to dip down into the upper 60s or lower 60s, upper 50s, I should say. It is going to be pretty nice, but I would recommend not staying out too late tonight because we do have a chance for rain in the overnight hours. We're going to be pretty clear, like I said, tonight, but seeing out towards the panhandle of Oklahoma, we could see some showers and thunderstorms starting to develop around 10 o'clock tonight. But these clouds will roll in. We're going to see some isolated showers moving throughout the overnight hours. This is at 4 a.m., so some sprinkles, not going to amount to too much, but they should be out of the area around 6 o'clock. So anyone who has an early commute tomorrow morning, if you've got an early morning class, you should be pretty clear. The clouds should move out throughout the rest of the afternoon, so we're looking pretty sunny. But like I said, not too much of rainfall coming with this system, almost a tenth of an inch maybe in Norman. So we're really not going to see any flooding with this like we saw a couple weeks ago. So otherwise, most of Oklahoma isn't going to get too much with this system. Tomorrow, though, like I said, the rain, it's going to be a bit gloomy in the morning, only seeing 60s in the early morning hours, 10 a.m., 60 degrees. A high near 63 is really what we can expect, and dipping down pretty early into those 50-degree temperatures. So have that in mind for tomorrow. Grab the sweatshirt, make sure you've got some jeans on or something as you're going to class or work. Our highs across the state, pretty similar story. We got some 70s to the southeast, but upwards of 60s or most of the state is what we can expect. 58 a high in the panhandle near Guyman for them tomorrow. But the national forecast, it's looking pretty nice. Otherwise, this is just the showers we're going to expect overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning. And with that slight cool front, it's not too much of a cold front because we're still going to be warm for most of the rest of the week, but it's looking pretty dry for the rest of the week as well. So we're going to be a bit warmer too. Saturday, here's a look at your Saturday afternoon if you've got any plans for Saturday. We don't have an OU football game, but it is looking pretty nice with that cold front coming through into this weekend. And again, following that cold front, we're looking at another rain chance for Monday. So temperatures dipping down above average rainfall expected within the next week or two. So we are going to continue to track that for you. Keep our eyes on it to see if we do have any flooding possible in the next couple of weeks. But like I said, temperatures are going to be pretty consistent the next couple of days into this weekend. Saturday is 68, Sunday 71, so we're going to be pretty warm. But like I said, guys, that cold front comes through. Temperatures start dipping. Monday's that rain chance. 62 degrees is what we're expecting next Tuesday. So some cooler weather as we're maybe getting a little bit closer to the holidays. You know, Thanksgiving's coming. Personally, I would like it to be pretty chilly. What about you guys?
I love the cold. I'm from the north. I'm from Connecticut, so it gets colder than colder in here. In the south, whatever is cold down here, it gets freezing.
Exactly. Everyone has their own definition of cold.
Yeah, I'm so ready for the cold, but I'm just not ready for the rain that's coming up next week.
Yeah, I do have to agree. I feel like an icicle out there with the freezing temps.
A mix with cold and wet.
Exactly.
Yes, the cold, you got to bring a rain jacket and the umbrella. It's sometimes a hassle, but cooler weather is what we have to look forward to.
Excited.
Awesome. Well, I don't know about you guys, but the Oklahoma City Thunders are cooking on and off the court. The team dropped their new City Edition jerseys earlier today. They feature an Oklahoma chest mark paying tribute to where their story began, including the same arch from their original 2008 season. These jerseys complete a 2-year story arc to honor the forward momentum of OKC. Team officials say they will pay tribute to the innovators that shaped Oklahoma's culture as well. The Thunder will wear these City Edition uniforms for each Sunday home game starting November 17th.
And Brooke, Oklahoma football is in a bye week.
With 2 games left on their schedule to make a bowl game.
That's right. The Sooners have the nation's second longest active bowl game streak going. With that in jeopardy, Brent Venables' job security might be on the line. OU's president weighed in today. Find out if he provided support or criticism right after this. Hello, I'm Brooke Griggs, and it's time for sports. OU football fans' trust in Brent Venables might be wavering, but the University of Oklahoma's president is standing firmly beside the head coach. President Joe Harris spoke to the media at OU's Board of Regents meeting today about the head coach's future. When asked about his confidence in Venables moving forward, he said it's unwavering and as steady as it's ever been. And after ending their fall season last week, a new record was set for the OU softball program. Over 6,000 people attended the 6 home games at Love's Field, where fans were ready to get a glimpse of what could be coming in spring. Although fall ball is over, the story isn't for the women in crimson and cream. As one chapter closes, another one opens.
This program has just had great success in their history, of course, but we have to know that this is a new chapter, and we're just going to give our best this season and use some different strategies than the teams have used previously, but we're really confident knowing that that pressure is on us. I mean, pressure is a privilege, so it's really nice to come into a program knowing that that has been the history, but knowing that we can write our own chapter.
And the Sooner magic that's taken softball by storm has found its way to OU women's basketball. The team is undefeated and ranked number 9 in the AP poll. OU will host Western Carolina for their annual field trip day for students. And fans might want to grab a coffee before an early morning tip-off tomorrow, set for 10:30 a.m. And cheers to Reagan Beers. She will go down in OU history as the first women's basketball player to earn an SEC Weekly Award. The All-American was named the Associate Press National Player of the Week, the Southeastern Conference Player of the Week, and the USBWA National Starting 5 of the Week, and the Southeastern Conference Player of the Week. Have to catch my breath, hold on. Okay. And we can't forget the men's team. OU basketball is starting off their season strong with one Sooner leading the way. Senior Jalen Moore tied his career high of 23 points, scoring 19 of them in the second half. Talk about a second wind. The young team is now 2-0 after a win against Northwestern State, 73-57. And last night, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scored a career high of 45 points, showcasing why Thunder fans chant MVP. This is the first game this season without Chet Holmgren, with many more to come due to a hip injury. But the Oklahoma City Thunder showed this is not a one-man band type of team, striking down the LA Clippers 134-128. And Sooner fans, it's time to have a Sooner watch party. Alumni, that is. Buddy Hield and the Warriors take on the Dallas Mavericks tonight, tipping off at 9 p.m. Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks will also take the court against the Celtics at 6 p.m. Sophia, Chewy.
Thanks, Brooke. Several popular toys are being inducted into the National Toy Hall of Fame.
What led to these inductees being named to this honor ahead?
I'm Abigail Nickel at the OU Nightly Update Desk. A Norman Public Schools teacher, Jamie Sue Stepp, is found not guilty for assault and battery. Prosecutors accuse Stepp of dragging a student across the classroom. They say the incident took place last year on Stepp's second day of teaching. I've reached out to Norman Public Schools for a comment, but have yet to hear back. Sophia, Chewy.
Thanks, Abigail. My Little Pony dolls are now inductees to the National Toy Hall of Fame.
That's right. Introduced in 1981 by Hasbro, the iconic horses will be joined by Transformers, toys, and the card game Phase 10. The 3 toys beat all other finalists, including Apples to Apples, Pokemon trading cards, and the trampoline. The My Little Pony franchise has expanded over the years with multiple TV shows and movies. I don't know about y'all, but I was a Rarity girl. I loved her. I thought she was so cute. What about you, Brooke?
I had Twilight Sparkle, and I feel like they stayed popular. Like, my little sister still plays with them, and she is 10 years younger than me, so that's, I feel like, crazy that they stayed that long.
That's so true.
They belong in the Hall of Fame if they did that.
Exactly.
I don't know if you were My Little Pony, but maybe Transformers.
I'll have to take a step out of this conversation, but I unfortunately was not. But a lot of my friends actually talk about it, so.
Yeah, okay, fair. Well, enough about My Little Pony. Right. What can you say about the weather?
Well, I can say that the My Little Ponies won't be getting too wet if they're outside and your kids are playing with My Little Ponies, but the weather is looking pretty good. We've got some rain tonight, but it isn't going to amount to too much, just some showers overnight. Here's a little in the overnight hours. We're not going to expect much of maybe 1/10 of an inch here in Norman, and those clouds should be clearing out by tomorrow morning, so we are looking pretty nice. As for your 7-day forecast, temperatures are going to be pretty warm. We've just got a little bit of a cool front with this rain tonight, but next week we could be cooling down again, so the colder weather is what we're expecting, thankfully.
Oh, love it. I love to see it. And thank you so much, Aiden, and thank you for watching OU Nightly.
Be sure to watch OU Nightly live weekdays at 4:30. Good night.